that my friend Phil Town mentioned a handful of companies considered strong enough to survive in this crazy market. He wanted to ask me the same question. What would be my list of 10 good companies that, in my opinion, are good enough to survive? This is not being asked as advice, but more from an educational point of view for Stefan Bogdan to research and understand what is my view of a good company. And, I promise you, Stefan, that 20 years ago, we all thought that the Washington Post was a fantastic company. And 10 years ago, if you would have said that the Unilevers of the world, to me, that the Unilevers of the world are going to have their moats narrowed by the advent of businesses based on the kind of business like Dollar Shave Club, I would have said, nah, not going to happen. And the fact of the matter, it does, and it did. So, my evaluation of a moat and whether it's expanding is just my evaluation. There's no eternal definition of a good business. The nature of the environment is that it's constantly changing, and we need to keep up with and abreast of that. There's a time when Warren Buffett thought that buying shoe companies in the United States was the right thing to do. It wasn't, and I don't know where those shoe companies are in Berkshire. At around the same time, he bought See's Candies. See's Candies moat is, I believe, every bit as strong now as it was then. So, my opinions on this stuff are not the ones that count. There are all sorts of businesses that pretty much look like infrastructure. And once you've got the infrastructure in place, it's very hard and very unlikely that you're going to want to move it around. And one business, and unfortunately, most of those businesses are very highly valued. So people understand that. But a business that I'm not in, but I'd love to be in, if you like, through investing, is the business of providing industrial gases. So that's kind of a natural monopoly because you have all these plants and pipelines that interconnect. And once you have the assets in place, nobody else has really any interest in competing with those assets. So that would be an example of a great business. There's a company down the road here called Schindler Elevator, and there's a company called Otis that was just spun out of Pratt & Whitney or United Technologies. I think that those are great businesses, but the service contracts on the elevators are fantastic. Your installation of the elevator is a loss leader, but the key is to buy them at really, really good prices. So there are a couple. As Warren said in an interview just recently, these cloud computing companies are fantastic businesses, and they're very, very highly valued as a result. So, they are good businesses. Will they be good businesses in the future? I can't tell you. The environment's changing. Are their moats getting wider or narrower right now? I don't know. I suspect they're getting wider. At some point, they may get narrowed for all sorts of reasons. They may get narrowed because the woman who regulates these businesses in the EU, Margaret Verstager, finds a way to hit them. Microsoft was an extraordinarily dominant company. They had serious pins stuck in their wheels by the European Commission. So